Every time I talk about quad training, people lose their shit. It is pretty much ingrained in modern fitness that anything that truly isolates your quads is so much shear pressure on your knees that they are going to explode, and then you forever have to skip leg training. What would be a blessing for those who have been lying about their knee injuries and be skipping training their lower bodies altogether. You need to do these two exercises if you really want to see your quads pop off. And the first one is leg extension. You're probably thinking, oh well, I already knew this, but it didn't do much for me. And then I turn my head over and I say this. Unfortunately, most people mess up the exercise, what's close to impossible to mess up. Well, let's talk about it. You don't want to rotate your knees in and out, thinking that it is going to bias the outer or the inner region, because that's how we are going to invite some knee pain, just from sheer misalignment. That's the only way for you to hurt your knee actually. And then the second one is, if this is your machine, you have to use the full range of motion. That means that you don't have to touch the weights down, you can just keep a tiny gap in between them. But when you are coming up to the top, you want to fully lock your knees out. Yes, fully. It is not harmful at all. And I also want you to do this exercise in the 5 to 10 rep ranges. It is time to forget the burn, the pump. You don't need this. You need to train really hard. So set the weight really heavy. And if you can do the upper end of the rep range, then increase the weight. And I promise you, if you pushed it really hard that you are about to cry at your last rep, then your quads are going to explode. And that is just from doing this one exercise. But we are not done yet.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing, I'm always...
And the next one is sissy squats, and I can already see it from the corner of my eyes that, oh, but it is bad for your knees. Nothing is inherently bad for your knees unless you had something major that influences you that you can't do this exercise or permanently injure you. And because of that, you can never put this much pressure on your knees. But if you are completely healthy, or even if you just recover from something, you can definitely work the way up, so you can do this exercise. This is such a unique exercise that you have never trained your quads in the same exact position before or with the same loading parameter, so you can probably expect some newbie gains and some quick progression, and of course some gains. Always start with assistance, and your focus is to go all the way down, increasing this knee flexion where you are covering your calves with your hamstring, but maintaining a straight, upright torso, so your hip is not bending. And yes, your body is going to lean back and your knee is going to come forward as you go down, but that's fine. It is still part of the exercise.
Thankful for something, don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me.
The only difficulty is progression, because balance and instability is going to be an issue. And if you've been following my videos, you know that I'm not a fan of instability, but in this case, it is inevitable. But even then, just by doing these two exercises, because these are not the same, it is going to train your quads almost in isolation and in a position like you never trained it before with any other exercise. And I can promise you that you can even use this as a training, you will see your quads explode. And if you follow this video helpful, make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have ever done any sissy squats before, and I will talk to you in the next one.